In this voice note, I will quickly take you through the unique Skyway opportunity. I'd like to start by telling you that Skyway is a unique opportunity to become a part of the project that will change the transport system around the world. Skyway is a solution to the identified problems of modern transportation. And so those problems include the problem of waste through emission, the problem of expensive cost of creating and maintaining the existing transport systems, the problem of accident rate, the problem of traffic, and even the problem of land usage for the construction of roads, railways, and so on. Now, but when we look at Skyway, we see that in comparison, Skyway cost a lot less to create, a lot less to operate, and in terms of energy consumption, it consumes very little energy. It has the highest capacity of all other transport systems, including motor transport, monorail, aviation, metro, even magnetic levitation, railway, and what have you. And then in terms of environmental pollution, Skyway runs on electricity and does not pollute the environment. And because Skyway is elevated above the ground, there is no kind of accident. Skyway is also an autonomous transport, which means there is no human error. It is a vehicle that is driverless. Now, for those of us living in Nigeria, they're already working in Nigeria, seriously working in Nigeria with the currently Lagos state government. They have proposed a number of projects for the Lagos state government. One of them is to connect the Ikeja and Lekki. Actually, it's meant to connect the airport in Ikeja and the areas of Lekki. Then there's another one proposed from Lagos to Badagry. And then there's another one proposed from Lagos to Ibadan. This one is to be an expressway project. And then we have another one from Lagos to Abuja. These are all proposals. And for the purpose of implementing projects in Nigeria, Skyway has incorporated a subsidiary which is called Skyward Community Innovation Transport Africa Limited. That is a company that was incorporated in Nigeria in August 2020 for the purpose of carrying out projects for Skyway in Nigeria. So what we're telling you about is a company that is very, very physically present, even here for those of us in Nigeria. Now, why do people invest in Skyway? First opportunity there is the crowdfunding opportunity, because the development of Skyway is carried out through crowdfunding, which allows anybody to invest and get a share in the project. Now, crowdfunding makes it possible for investment to be very, very cheap. The minimum investment is just $50. Now, investment in Skyway is made under a convertible loan agreement. You receive a high discount for investing in the project at this time, because as it's not yet listed in the stock market, it's still considered a risky investment. Although out of the 15 stages of development, they're already in stage 14, which means the possibility of success is very high. At the completion of stage 15, they will be listed in the stock market. So the risk is little or nothing. But to compensate you for taking the risk at all, they give you a high discount for your investment. Another thing is that anybody can invest, even if you are a student, you are a working class, you are a busy person, you can just still invest in Skyway and you get dividends from your investment. Now, you'll be getting dividends from the profits of this company, and the company is estimated to occupy over 50% of the global transport market in the near future. Now, imagine that you are the co-owner of a company of that capacity, a company of that scale, earning dividends from the profits around the world. Already, as we are still even in the development of this project, the United Arab Emirates have already, you can actually browse about this, they have already started working with this company to achieve one of their policies, which is the Dubai Autonomous Transport Policy, or Dubai Autonomous Transport Strategy. This is a policy that aims to convert 25% of all public transport in Dubai to autonomous mode before 2030. And they are working with this company to realize that if this were to pull through, and they have already started, in fact, they have already started implementing some projects for the Dubai government. If this pulls through successfully, it means that 1 in 4 persons traveling in Dubai in the future will be using this technology for transportation. Imagine you getting the profit that is coming from that market through the dividends you'll be receiving as a co-owner of this company. Now, since 2015, they've been attracting investments through this crowdfunding platform, Skyward community, that they themselves created. And the investment helped in the development of the project. Over 450,000 investors from 220 countries have invested in this project. What is your benefit for investing? Number one is the opportunity to make profit, because you can invest at a discount that's 1,000 times less than the value of these shares when they go to stock market. For example, the shares are worth about 30 cents at present. But if they go to stock market, even at $1, somebody who bought at 30 cents and sells at $1 will make a profit of about 70 cents on every share he sells. Now, this is if you are to sell your shares in the stock market. So this is a massive opportunity on its own. And then when the company begins to make profit, the value of the shares will begin to rise from $1 to as much as 100, 200, $500. Ladies and gentlemen, you also get shares in a large corporation, and you become a co-owner of the largest transport corporation of the 21st century. Not just that, you also get dividends from the implementation of projects anywhere in the world. You profit from every implemented project according to the number of shares you own. When the company declare their quarterly financials, you get when they declare quarterly financials and then they declare the EPS, that's the earnings per share. That's the amount of dividend to be paid per share. Your own will now be the number of shares you own multiplied by the EPS, which is the amount to be paid as dividends for that quarter. And let me say, for example, you have 1 million shares and they are paying just 10 cents as dividends for a quarter. 10 cents times a million shares is equivalent to about $100,000, if I'm correct. Yes, I think that's about $100,000. When you convert that to naira, we are talking almost 520 million naira, if I am not mistaken. Imagine earning that in just a quarter because you bought 1 million shares in this company. And buying 1 million shares in this company will cost you roughly about, at the present moment, I don't have the figure in my head, but it is quite cheap. I actually know a student who has been able to achieve this, and how she was able to do that, she she leveraged on the Skyway partnership program. You see, Skyway allows people to invite investors and get a commission when those people invest. So she knew people she invited, they invested, and the commission she earned, she used those commissions to buy shares for herself. As I speak to you, she has over 1 million shares and she can never be poor again in this life. Even if that girl doesn't do any work for the rest of her life, she's going to be comfortable and very wealthy through the dividends she'll be getting from Skyway. Now, Skyway has developed and patented many different aspects of this technology, including the string rails, the vehicles. They have the unibus, the unibike, the uniflash. They have the unicorns for carrying a lot of things that they have actually created. And in 6 years, they created 18 different transport systems. Let me tell you one mind-blowing statistics. It takes a car company about 6 years to produce a new car on the road. And it took us 6 years to produce 18 vehicles with the rails that the vehicles will run on and patent this technology. Look, this company is developing at the speed of light. So the better for you to plug in into the development of this transport company of the 21st century today. But then you can also do your research. And while you're doing your research, I want you to pay attention to the international media publications about Skyway. CNN Business has done an article on Skyway. Fox News have done an article feature on Skyway. We have the National. They have done a feature on Skyway. We have Sky News Australia. They've done a feature on Skyway. Many international bodies are talking about just the same technology, Skyway, or otherwise known as USKY Transport, otherwise known as USKY String Technologies. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you're doing your research, you may also come across some negative information. But I want you to know one thing. Some of the sources that you will get those negative information from are public source like blogs, or for example, Wikipedia, where anybody can go there and edit whatever is there. And also, one thing about Wikipedia is that it called Bitcoin a scam in 2010, and today it is receiving donations in Bitcoin. So when you see information on public websites, be careful to trust them. Do your deeper research and come to a more reasonable, logical conclusion. Let me wrap up this presentation by telling you about the founder, Anatoly Unitsky. This man has spent over 40 years of his life and he has over 150 inventions credited to his name. That 40 years he spent it developing this very technology, Skyway. Over 40 years, this is the man's life work. And this man has done so much for the world. In fact, this man has over 100 patents worldwide. Furthermore, this man received $1 million in grants from the United Nations to develop this very technology, Skyway elevated string transport, because this is a solution to transport problems globally. This is the simple solution that has all the benefits of all existing transport without any of its problems. We do not use so much land in the construction of Skyway because it is above the ground. So all the problems of urban planning, because you have to construct road and the road take up space, and because you have constructed that road, you can no longer use that land for farming, agricultural or housing purpose. We solve all that problem by making the transport above the ground. Our transport is cheaper, faster, safer, more environmental friendly than any other existing transport. So tell me, which country will not go for a solution like this? As I speak to you, many countries have pre-ordered for this technology. They are just waiting. So let me tell you, the profit will roll in massively as soon as this company begins to implement projects commercially. The only thing stopping them now is one thing: testing and certification. Because you cannot just take the technology and start marketing. It has to be tested and certified. Out of the 18 models they developed, over 16 have been tested already. And currently they are testing the very last model, after which they begin commercial implementation of this technology. So we are very close to receiving dividends as investors. When they do start making profits, you as an investor begin to get dividends from their profits. You also get the shares, the opportunity to sell your shares in the stock exchange market. Now, investing in Skyway occurs through three different steps. Number one, you register an account on Skyward Community, which is their crowdfunding website. You look through the investment options and choose a suitable package for your budget. You complete your investment and you receive a certificate confirming your entry into the registry of the co-owners of the company and a certificate showing your ownership of shares. It's profitable to invest right now because you are getting higher discounts, you get co-ownership of the technology, and you actually contribute to conserving nature because this technology makes the environment safe. It does not pollute the environment. It does not destroy the roads. Sorry, it does not destroy nature for the construction of roads. So this is a very wonderful thing to invest into. When you invest into this, you're actually preserving nature. When you invest into this, you're actually preventing road traffic accidents, which happens every day from vehicles on the road and humans and animals also on the same road. Ladies and gentlemen, investing in Skyway is your opportunity to get a share in the fast-growing transport company of the 21st century. I urge you, consider doing that today.